Welcome back to the stream, everybody. We're picking up. I ran us back here. We were not that far back in our save. So we're going to talk to Algernon and find out what he wants. Greetings, young elf. The elf's voice, as smooth as silk and as rich as clotted cream. Something about him instantly puts you at ease. I'm Algernon Halfdream, the owner of this establishment. In my shop, you will find only the finest in magic paraphernalia. And tell me, how may I serve you? You have a question? You're in luck. I have a great many answers. How long have you been here? I have many stories of dancing spirits and raging dragons, unchecked magic and swarming chaos. All of these stories are true. As for Cruz Bazaar, I've always been here, quietly peddling my wares. It is a simple life, but a good one. We know that's not true because he, literally was in Seattle for, a good chunk of stuff. Personally, the true kind, but I sell goods tailored to all traditions. In my shop, we do not discriminate. Hey, Zam. See what he sells. Apprentice outfit. Let's get a earth elemental, fire elemental. And we'll just confirm that. We'll just live with that. Let's talk to Absinthe. Keeps her hides hidden from view. Please excuse me, I have work to do. Let us save. And get out of here. Talk to David. And then we'll go into Cafe Chavez. A pair of round eyes peers up you from under the hood of a grime-smeared winter coat. You recognize him as David, one of Cruz Bazaar's street kids. If you had to guess, you'd place him in mid-teens, though it's difficult to tell beneath the grime and acne marring his face. You've seen him following Monica around between runs, chasing her heels like a lost puppy. She always seemed to have a soft spot for the kid. Oh, hoy, pal. Have you seen Monica around? I've been looking all over for her. I'm afraid I have some bad news. The kid blinks, a blank expression on his face. She's dead, isn't she? I'm sorry, kid. We all are. Yeah. Look, I think I want to be alone right now. Poor David. Time to go inside. Oh, that loaded much smoother. The man behind the counter looks right past you at the dog following close behind. Dante! I'll fetch his water dish. Perhaps a coffee for your friend? Paul Amsel sends his regards. When he hears Amsel's name, the Turk's voice lowers and his accents becomes less exaggerated. His eyes take on a knowing look. Ah, very good. Please express to Herr Amsel my appreciation of his patronage. If he needs any more catering jobs seen to in the future, I will always be helped to provide. I was always pleased to send business your way. Her was something. I'm not gonna butcher the names. He was hoping you would discuss some of the details of his Green Winter order with me. Coffee shop owner offers a smile. Of course, Herr Amsel is too kind. He turns his head and calls into the back room. Kami, come. A young woman bustles in from the back room. Her gum chewing is loud enough to hear over the noise of the coffee grinders. And then speaks at her in rapid-fire Turkish. As you wish, uncle. I will see to it right away. Kami offers you a shy grin, snaps her gum, and hurries back into the room that she came from. Our girl Kami is arranging to make contact with the chef as we speak. This will likely take some time. My chef is a busy man. While we wait, I wonder if you would be so kind as to run a small errand for me. A trifle, really. I hate to trouble you. I'm embarrassed to even ask. But I would be most appreciative of your help. Of course, it's no trouble at all. His voice lowers to nearly a whisper. The errand is simple, hardly worthy of you. I've installed a number of data taps to Berlin's fiber optic network as part of my civic duty, you understand. These provide free matrix access to all that live in the Cruise Bazaar. In order to maintain their anonymity, each tap's fertile buffer must be reset every few days. I simply wish you to visit each data tap site and reset it. Simple enough. Yes, it is a simple job. Time-consuming and a bit tedious, perhaps, but simple. Just reset the taps and come back here when you are finished. There should be 3 of them scattered around in this neighborhood. The first one is just outside. Look for the metal box with the yellow arrows painted on top of it. By the time you return, I should have the information Her Amsel requested. Beans. Let's go do that. As you're resetting the data tap, you notice that someone has duct taped a small homemade receiver to the system. An earplug dangles from the receiver. I'm going to put the earplug in my ear. The sound of heavy machinery makes it difficult to hear the words that are being spoken. After a moment, you find you can make out 2 distinct voices. A nail is a woman who sounds like a heavy smoker, and a man who speaks high-pitched, breathy tones. Blank just heard blank blank, Monica, blank blank blank, need to verify blank blank. Blank blank, good for us, blank blank. As then like a conveyor belt starting adds to the noise of machinery, you can't make out anything else until it comes to stop a minute later. Blank blank, think our next step, blank blank. Wait, blank blank, isn't ready to make the move yet. To be patient. See who steps up. Could be someone more. Continue listening. More conveyor belts start up. All you can hear is sounds of machinery. Some motorized vehicle starts up, drowning out everything else. A bell rings loudly again and again. It sounds like a telephone. You hear the sound of a door slamming shut, and the noise of machinery is suddenly muffled. There's a rattle of plastic, and the ringing stops. The nasal woman's voice can be heard again in a singing tone. Guten Tag, how may I help you? Her tone changes, becomes more businesslike. I heard. Yes, he knows. I told him it wasn't time to make the move yet. What do you think I am, an idiot? The council needs to meet again. I know. Getting everyone in the same room is challenging. Getting them to agree on a course of action is going to be even more challenging. From my perspective, the Cruise Bazaar was only stable because of her. If she really is out of the way, well, we'll see, won't we? Yeah, I know. What can I say? Things go slow in the flex sometimes. You can hear the sound of the door opening, and the cacophony of machinery fills the line. You can't make out anything more. Walk away. My day has been extremely difficult, but that is okay. How is your day? Hello, my friend. The voice comes from a man in the chair, is enormous as its owner. A deep, booming roar, dripping with unstrained mirth. Fine day for soy calf, yes? Yes, it certainly is a beaut. From the back of the store, the voice of the shopkeeper cuts you off. Don't mind the fool in the chair. He roars like a traumatized walrus, stewing all day in his own sweat. The man behind the bar glares at Goldschmidt, his upper lip curled in disgust. I tolerate him only because he takes his soy calf by the bucket. Goldschmidt responds with a raucous belly laugh. Apparently he finds the shopkeeper's insults to be hilarious. Ah, Altig, mean Fruden. You're as quick-witted and sharp-tongued as ever. I bow to you. Once again, the shopkeeper cuts in. To bow to me, you first have to vacate your chair. The shopkeeper claps his hands together, clasping them in front of his chest. I shall summon a team of determined young men and an ox to assist the task. With luck, you'll be on your feet by nightfall. It always sucks, yeah, to wake up early like that. Goldschmidt smiles up at you, his small eyes glittering. Enough of the senseless bickering. You've approached me for a reason, yes? Tell me, what can Jan Goldschmidt do for you? Why do you put up with the insults? I put up with them because they amuse me. The fact that they amuse me infuriates my dear friend Altug, who in turn hurls more insults. Goldschmidt raises his soy cup in salute, and thus the cycle continues. It is 2 years now that I've been your customer, yes, Altug? 2 years of soy cap and strained patience, yes. And I remain happy, and Utal makes money, an ideal business relationship. Sounds perfectly healthy. Take care, Jan. Goldschmidt gives you a deep nod, his jowls quivering. Until next time, my friend. Man behind the counter has a broad smile and open demeanor. A street vendor. Welcome, honored Ephidim. Welcome, and how can I serve you today? Would you like a cup of coffee, perhaps? I finished the trifle. Ah, very good. I assume you had no difficulties? One of them was modified. He laughs. Of course they were. I wouldn't be surprised they weren't. This is Berlin, after all. In the Flux, everyone spies. If you do not spy, how will you know who is in power and who will be in power next? If you are to stay here, Ifridim, you must get used to it. Who enters the Turkish bath will sweat, as my uncle Tay Demir always says. Nevertheless, I shall have one of my people look into it. I heard something important. His eyes closely amused. He eyes you closely amused. Oh, tell me, O listener at keyholes, what did you hear of the surveillance tap you found? I couldn't make out much. A nasal woman and a high-pitched man. They seemed pleased that Monica was out of the picture. The Turk's face falls. News travels fast in Berlin. Those two are known to me. Is there more? The woman got a call. She talked about a council meeting tonight to decide if they should make a move. And then she was drowned out by heavy machinery. He nods grimly. Most excellent. It is indeed fortuitous that you discovered this information, though it is not unexpected. I will have one of my people attend this council meeting and report back. Sounds good. Keep me in the loop. With that out of the way, let us return to our pressing business. He barks a stream of rapid-fire Turkish, and the gum-chewing young woman comes out, hurrying to the counter. The menu for her Amsel uncle. Kami hands you a folded piece of paper. Inside is a memory stick. Please extend my consolations to him. The death of Fräulein Schaffer must have hit him hard. He gives Kami a small nod, and she hurries out of the room. When he is gone, he returns his attention to you. Please express my condolences as well. I only just heard the news. Monaco is an important part of this community. He frowns. You know how important. The memory stick Kami just handed you should contain all of the information her Amsel requires from our chef in the field. Should you require my services in the future, you know where to find me. Until then, good day. Okay. Good day, good day. Let's go back. Pow! Amsel peers at you apprehensively. His eyes are bloodshot, his expression grim. Did you get information about Green Winters? He gave me a memory stick. Let us see what his agent has to say. He snatches this memory stick from your hand and slides it into his computer terminal. He navigates a series of command line menus, and a wall of amber text floods the screen. Amsel scans it, monitoring the words as his eyes flit back and forth. His agent tailed Greenwinter to a hotel in the cesspool of Kais called Drogenkip. The hotel is called Das Kasselhaus. It is a renovated factory nestled deep in the heart of Dragonkip. It appears Winters is holed up there. Recently there was some contention between two gangs over the control of this neighborhood. Due to the gang violence, the agent refused to follow Winters inside the hotel, but he confirms that he is still inside. Well, what are we waiting for? Eager slips her rifle over her shoulder with a single spare motion. You're up, people. We have a hotel to raid. Gloria and Dietrich pause, exchange looks with Paul. Just a moment, Eager. Amsel rises from his chair, drawing himself to full height. Even so, he has to crane his neck to look her in the eyes. You are an excellent soldier, and nobody questions your competence in the field. Your loyalty to this team is equally commendable. That being said, we believe Pow is the right choice to lead the team. There's a long pause before Eager speaks. When she does, her voice comes out dull and flat. What? Don't mistake this decision for a reprimand. Monica considered your contributions to the team to be invaluable. But we all know she wasn't comfortable putting a soldier in charge. Eager speaks through clenched teeth, her words measured, but her expression is livid. This is unbelievable. You want to put the rookie in charge again? She shakes her head. Do you people learn from your mistakes? How is the reason we're still alive, Eager? She kept us together. She let us out of there in one piece. Making her your #1 girl. She sounds tired, resigned, but above all, disappointed. There is more of your flux state idiocy at work, isn't it? Peter reaches out, puts his hand on her shoulder. It's what Monica believed in. Eager's voice tightens for a moment. Her control slips and her face contorts in grief. Yeah, look where that got her. Eager straightens to her full height. Let me give you a piece of advice. In the field, only 2 things matter. The mission and survival. Everything else is a distraction. Your ridiculous politics have no place on the Shadowrun. Dietrich manages a smile. What can I say? We're German. We have a history of strong political views. Eager sighs. The tone of resignation returns to her voice. Whatever, let's put an end to this. I've still got skill and experience to lead this team. Powell, on the other hand, was appointed by Monica as a joke. If you'd rather she take the lead, I'll abide by that, but I want to hear each of you say it. I have no quarrel with you, Eager. We'll do as the group wishes. You stay out of this. She stabs an armored finger into your chest hard. The moment she raises her hand to you, Dante's ears lay back and he lets out a low growl. Reflexively, she takes a step back. I think we heard what Dante has to say. As for my part, Pau saved our lives back there. You may not believe it, but she did. The way I see it, that means I follow her lead a while longer. Glory's voice is uncharacteristically gentle. I trust in Monica's judgment, therefore I trust in Pau's judgment. The discussion is finished, Eager. Amsel speaks softly, but his tone is firm. I will take Monica's place as leader of this team. I'll do whatever it takes to keep this team and Monica's legacy alive. That includes taking your advice, Eager. Eager gives you a small nod. That's big of you. She looks from Dietrich to Glory to Amsel, finally down at Dante. Then she sighs. I don't have to agree with the decision, but I will respect it. She nods again, more decisively this time. How takes the lead then? Conversation closed. It's time to move on. We need to focus on chasing down Green Winters. Best to get my mission computer. Indeed. I transferred the information that we received from Altok to the computer terminal in the next room. It used to be Monica's personal workstation, pal. Now it is yours. Monica kept a variety of notes and dossiers on the machine. I suggest you reviewing her notes when you have the time. Excuse me. Amsel turns his attention away from you, back to his computer screen. Good hunting. I will eagerly wait your return. I wouldn't suggest driving to Dragon Keep. The roads aren't safe. Taking the U-Bahn would be faster anyway. Thanks for the tip. We'll do it. She nods, then returns to check her equipment. The rest of the group disperses in turn. I am now in command of a team of Shadowrunners. When traveling to a new mission location, you'll be able to choose which members of your team to bring and modify their loadout for the run. When members of your team become permanently incapacitated on a mission, they'll be automatically extracted for emergency medical care. They will be patched up and ready for action the next time you return to your safe house. Avoid this loss of firepower by always carrying some Bumona trauma kits into the field. These can be purchased at the Street Doc's office in Cruz Bazaar. Go check this out. Your workstation and mission computer, the command center for your team's operations, and your last link to the memory of Monica Schaefer. Her thoughts and words live on in this machine. At times, it's easy to forget that she's gone. The cool blue tones of the workstation's menu fill the screen. A blinking message in the upper right corner notifies you that you have 0 unread messages. Read old messages. Hello, Ace. The screen flickers to life and Monica's face appears. Her hands are on her hips and she's wearing a wiry smile. Hey, Ace. If you're reading this, it means that I've either died or stepped down. Hopefully the latter, but probably the former. Not many Shadowrunners make it to the retirement age. In any case, I'm sure you'll do a fine job in the role. If you need anything, talk to Paul. He's a good man, and he knows how important it is to me that you take my place. One last thing. Eager might cause you some problems. In fact, I think it's a fair bet that she already has. Just remember, she brings something to this team that nobody else does. You'll want her on your side. My advice to you is this. Hold your own with her. If she pushes you, push back. Don't try to butter her up with flattery. She'll see right through it. Most of all, do what you can to earn her respect. She'll never be satisfied following you if you don't give her a reason better than because Monica said so. I have faith in you, Ace. It's up to you to justify that faith. She half turns away from the camera, then returns her attention to you. The image is uncantily lifelike. Oh, and by the way, Ace, if you botch this, I'm coming back and haunting you. I mean that. The message ends and the image fades. You find yourself back at the inbox. Sorry. It's one of those days for me. Let's check her team files. She appears again. Paul is a talented and well-connected fixer with contacts all over Berlin. She pauses for a moment. He's more than that, of course, but that's neither here nor there. The image winks itself back off the screen. You find yourself back at the menu. Eager. What can I say about Eager? She's smart, she's strong, and she's one great soldier. In a close-up fight, I've seen her take apart an entire security team with her shotgun, and she's even more dangerous at range. It's a handy thing having a trained sniper on the team. All in all, we enjoy having the advantage thanks to her. Unfortunately, there are some disadvantages too. All the military training has left her rigid, I suppose. Unlike others, Eager isn't content to go with the flow. She wants lists and maps and timetables. She wants hierarchy and she wants it formalized. I don't think that she realizes it, but giving her what she wants would destroy this team. Gloria and Diedrich wouldn't put up with it for more than a day or two. I know that I wouldn't. She keeps on pushing all the same. Monica shakes her head. One of these days, the situation's going to come to a head. I just hope it doesn't happen soon. Look at Glory. Glory is an enigma. I've known her for almost 5 years now, but I don't think I'll ever really know her. Somehow I doubt that anyone will. On an operation level, Glory is solid. The chrome of hers may be old, but it gets the job done. I've seen her take a troll apart with her hand razors. When her adrenaline pump is running, she moves faster than anyone I've ever seen. On top of that, Glory's a competent field medic. I don't know where she learned medicine, yet another question mark. But she patched me up at least a dozen times. Between her skill with a medkit and Dietrich's magic, we haven't had our trouble with serious injuries, and in our line of work, that's a luxury. She pauses for a moment, then shrugs. That's really all I know about Glory. She keeps to herself, barely talks, and spends most of her time off staring at nothing. I've seen this kind of behavior before, of course. Something bad happened in her past. Deep down, I think she's still running from it, and I'm sure that her cyberware ties into it somehow. I don't know, maybe someday she'll open up to me. I'd like to think that she will. We'll see, I suppose. Diedrich and ourselves. Let's do ourselves. Pow, my secret weapon. I run enough with Pow to know that she's trustworthy. Good in a fight too, but beyond all that, it's good just to see her again. There aren't many people left from the old days. Far too. And Pow, she smiles. Well, she was always the best of them. She takes a deep breath and shakes her head with a sigh. That was sappy. Mental note, re-record this before Pow gets a chance to see it. At any rate, if anything happens to me, it's good to know that she'll be on hand to fill my shoes. It's not what Eager would want, but it is what would be best for the team. Diedrich, one of my dearest friends and a shaman of the tremendous power, a good man to have at your side in a fight. I tend to use Diedrich in a support role. His magic can dramatically bolster the combat effectiveness of a frontline fighter like Eager or Glory. But when the chips are down, he's more capable of dishing out punishment on his own. Can't think of much else to say about Diedrich, just a good, reliable guy. She pauses for a moment. Wow, they missed an N. When she speaks again, you can hear a hint of guilt in her voice. He's getting a little long in the tooth for a Shadowrunner. I'm not sure how many more years he has ahead of him in this game, but I'll be happy to run with him as long as he's able. We'll see, I suppose. That's where our job list is. Okay, so there's a lot of typing. Ooh, killer in Seattle? Oh, cool. So it seems like happens at the same time as the other one, because it says that the Emerald City Ripper is still alive. Who is Blutz? I think that's a name. I'm still recovering the logs. This hot dodger just trashed my Landtrid hosting servers. Sounds like some kind of kid mad over his cartoons getting cancelled. Left a bunch of garbage files all over my disks, and I'll be cleaning them all day. They should make a intelligence test before you're allowed to deck in this town. Step up your security, write some white IC programs if you can, at least make the kid's hair stand on end for the next few hours when next time he tries. Just make sure that your IC is quick. Heavy hitting IC is no good if it can't catch up with an intruder. The fact that I take advantage on a regular basis. Smiling Bandit strikes again. Clockwork. Interior finished. I did have IC on the thing. Tracked the hole down. Grocery store access across the street was piggybacking on my LAN, and they left an unsecured jack port in a bathroom stall. Old maintenance jack in a fuse box, and my security ignored it. Mystery solved. Shadowrun isn't your personal tech support board, Lumens. I see you fixed your own problem. Only way you're going to learn. So there's someone... Oh, wait. I'd like to post the payday stuff for sale. Two days. We're gonna walk away now. I'm gonna save. We're gonna check on these guys just quickly. Yeah, so they have nothing to say until we do the mission. I think I have to go out to go to the U-Bahn, so let's go out. Assemble a team and travel to Das Casa House Hotel to search for crewmembers. I think I forgot to buy med supplies, but I don't know. So I have trauma kit. Yes, some spells in a trauma kit. Health pack. Health pack. I think we're pretty good with this. Yeah, Glory has a lot, which is nice. The bouncer. Joel working the door might be the shortest you've ever seen and the thickest. Despite the pounding music and the writhing bodies, his face is buried in a comic book. He looks up and gives you a cursory over and sighs. Welcome to Das Casa House under new management again. There's no cover, just go in and get your fix. The coroner at the bar over there, that's Croner at the bar over there, and he'll take care of you. He buries his note back in his comic book while tapping a meaty thumb on the black plastic slung from his belt. High-powered stun gun. Just play nice or you'll meet her zap. Have fun. Looking for someone, maybe you know of him. He keeps his nose in the comic book. I doubt it. This place is filled with interested people just dying to go meet you. Dying to meet you, so go meet them. His name is Green Winters. Nope, he puts down his comic and his voice slows to a crawl. He makes a point of enunciating each word. I point people to the bar. If someone starts trouble, I give them the taste of her zap. That's all. That's all I do. Well, okay then. Let's inspect the table. The music out here on the floor is way too loud for comfort. The scene going down at the bar is even louder. The dealer on duty stands impassively behind the bar. The desperate-looking young woman is pleading with him, apparently to little effect. All right, Silk, I'm going to explain how this works to you one more time. I get my cash, you get your cram. No cash, no cram, period. But I need it, Kroner. Come on. Her words come out in a desperate whine. Pale skin, sunken eyes, the trembling lip, all point to the early symptoms of withdrawal. And I have cash, I totally do. It's up in my room, but you guys won't let me get up there. Well, that's under new management, beautiful. You don't have a room anymore. Whatever's up there, you might as well forget about it. But that's all I had, and I know, I have to get right soon. Well, maybe you could work out a trade. Cram for services. Services? Understandingly slowly shows on the young woman's face. Her eyes go white. Come on, Kroner, you've got to be kidding me. Do you want the cram or not? She sets her jaw, a look of disgust on her pallid face. That ain't gonna happen, chummer. Not now, not ever. Bartender shrugs. I'll give you about half an hour before the shakes set in. When that happens, you know where to find me. He turns to another customer with a smirk, leaving the desperate young woman crumpled against the bar. Okay. Silk looks up at you, the look of abject misery plastered across her face. Leave me alone, okay? I've got problems to deal with. Cram habit is rough thing to shake. I know a place that can help you get clean if you're interested. Who, said I wanted to shake anything? She gives you a sour look. Look around. Look around you. Look what you see. Of course you don't. My life is better on cram. Why would I ever want to stop? You're near rock bottom, Silk. When you hit it, there'll be nowhere to go but up. Yeah, maybe so. What makes you think that you're the one to help me? What makes you think anyone can help? Experience. Nobody can help you if you're not ready to help yourself. If you want people like Kroner out of your life forever, you'll think about it. Stop it, please. Please stop, okay? I don't need your help, and I don't want it. I should have picked street. As strong as Silk's words are, her voice sounds unsure. From the way she's fidgeting, you can tell that you've struck a nerve. We only have a limited time to spin on this rock. Spending it stoned is a waste. She rolls her eyes at you. Please, look. I'm sure you're trying to help, but you're getting all my nerves here. It's not your business anyway. I don't even know you, so just leave me alone, okay? Fine. Whatever. That's right, you can't. Sounds like the new management stole your property. Really? That'd be incredible. Her lips struggle upward into a facsimile of a smile. I really need the money, and I left some things in there. Personal stuff. I can be discreet. The stuff in my stuff should be in room 304. That's where me and Naja and Sarah were staying until, well, I'll be ready here when you get back down. So, what did you need to know? How to get in the hotel. You can talk to Frank. He's the floor manager. He'd have an elevator key. She points to the north end of the club. He's over there on the VIP balcony. See the greasy person in the oversized suit? The one drooling all over the table dancer? That's Frank. Heard of a guy named Greenwinters? No, I don't think. Wait, yeah, I bumped into him a few days ago. I remember him because his name sounds like a kind of chewing gum. I don't think I remember seeing him leave, so he's probably holed up in his room. I'm pretty sure there's still some people up there, the ones that the gangers missed. I hear they locked themselves in. Tell me on about the gang. Bad guys. I mean, real bad guys. The gang that used to run this place wasn't all bad. They kept the cram flowing, the prices weren't too high. They never hassled me as long as I kept buying. The new ones killed them all when they took over. Now I'm stuck dealing with persons like Kroner. The floor manager, Frank, had a thing for my girl, Sarah, who was always coming on her, no matter how many times she told him no. I haven't seen her since the takeover, but he won't stop asking me about her. He's a real creep. That's about all I can think of. I'd steer clear of the new guys when I can. She steals a glance over her shoulder at Kroner, a scowl on her face. I shouldn't have to tell you why. Can you tell me about the layout? Well, it's a nice enough place, for a factory. Let's see, well, okay. The second floor is a security station with lots of high-tech stuff up there. I've heard stories about the penthouse level, something about a sealed vault. There's supposed to be something real valuable in there, but nobody knows what it is. Doesn't stop them from talking about it, though. Thanks. Sure thing. Just hurry back with the stuff, okay? I really need it. That's Frank. I'm gonna go talk to Frank. Pinned to the floor manager's too expensive for his neighborhood and too baggy for his suit is a name tag. Frank. Yeah, what you need? Reluctantly, he shifts attention from the elvish dancer swaying in front of him. I'm looking for a guy. I need to get in the hotel. Hotel's closed. We're fumigating up there, you know, for bugs. Can I speak to your manager? There ain't anybody above me, buddy, so drop it. Close is closed. That's what we are. He licks his lips and his attention turns back to the dancer. She maintains her 1,000-meter stare over his head. Now take your business to the bar. Frank, look at us. We're on business. Corporate business. Business, huh? Frank pauses for a moment, considering. Look, we don't want any corporate trouble around here. Diedrich flashes a grin. Neither do we. Frank looks from Diedrich to Eager to Glory and back to you, and then he fumbles in his pocket for something. Okay, right. The elevator's open. Just try to keep things quiet up there, okay? You'll never know we were here. Sweet. Artigo wants to talk. I'm not talking to Kroner. She wants to party. I'm going to say, excuse me. Come party with me. You've got some cram, right? I just love a lady that's willing to share. Thanks, but no thanks. You're lost, sweetheart. I don't do drugs. Yeah, Kroner is a scumbag, and I'm not playing that game. The elevator seems mechanically sound. That's about all that's going for it. Candy wrappers and used syringes litter the floor, and the handrails are inexplicably ew. It appeared that the cleanliness isn't the highest priority for the hotel staff. I think we're just gonna look through everything. We're gonna save. Oh my gosh, I just stole someone's money. I'm gonna access the safe. Please input password. Cancel. Walk away. Do not know what the password is. Just look around. The kitchen wall seems to be buckling under its own weight. The aging wallpaper that lines the rest of the hallway has long since peeled away, revealing the structure of the wall underneath. While the underlying structure is reinforced with steel support struts, you can see signs of rust and metal fatigue everywhere. The entire wall looks like it gave way if enough force was applied. Get your muscle to slam the wall. Eager shoulders the wall. The weak wood slats just give away with a crunch. Sweet. Looking for what's in here. Reaching through the cluttered desk, you find a small, synth-leaf leather-bound journal. Leafing through the pages only reveal a couple of entries. Each one is scrawled in a frantic, barely legible handwriting with crude doodles filling up the margins. Okay, I know Eddie's up to something. Like, I heard him today talking to the guy who works in the kitchen, asking him what the cleaning supplies were. I've seen Eddie's room. The dude never cleaned a day in his life. I'm gonna follow him tomorrow and figure out what his deal is. Maybe he's selling mouthwash to the hobos a block down at the old bus depot. I knew it, fragging Eddie. I saw him yesterday. I was up on the 3rd floor because the vending machine down here was out. So he came up and went over to the out-of-order latrine. He punched in the code. Didn't know I was watching, did you, Eddie? Well, I ain't stupid. He put in 2478. I'm gonna stay up and find out what he does up there. Okay. Cool. I don't know which floor that was. I literally spaced all of that. It was 2478, I think. Go back to entry 2. 3rd floor. 247. Walk away. Oh cool, I got a trauma kit. Well, I don't know what the password is, so we're gonna go up to floor 2. Oh, cool. I missed that one. Oh, I wanted her to not shoot. Oh, that's not good. Probably should have skipped this. I feel like there should be really good things up here. Well, that's not what I wanted. Well, there we go. Hotel Registration Security Service version 1.1. Navigation options. Search guest by name. Search current guest. Register by room number. Admin services. Oh, what is his name? Currently staying on room 4. Room 405. Reach attached notes. Guy in the master suite on 4 asked for his room code to be changed again. Paranoid person. Anyways, dude's been renting one of our biggest rooms for months, so I guess I shouldn't complain too much. 1989 is the new code. Amend menu. Press room 2. And what was that room number? Was it 101? Oh no, what was the room number? Is it... Okay. Okay, sorry. Oh, So, I love it that they had admin as the password because, oh man, that's so good. Welcome, administrator. Let's view all current notes on all current guests. Room 304, current tenant, 6-year-old Nursera Nurin Najabar, Greenwinters. Guy in suite 4, blah blah blah. Press key 1. Cram habit, 2 inhalers a day, preferred customer. Habit, 1 pack a day. Note sales team, keep pressure up, showing sign of becoming a preferred customer. Recreational multi-drug user, preferred customer. So the only current yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, that was so good. I didn't think I could get that. I was like, man, if I just do this, this can't be a thing. Well, it's totally a thing. That's awesome. Maintenance key fob. Well, I can't get in there. Let's go back here. Let's go back to the first floor hotel. Because room 101 has a password. Okay, password is not as simple as I would have thought it was, which is good. I can go in here now. Ooh. Cool, let's go to room floor 3 now. Oh my gosh. How do you have a scorpion in your room? Do not open. Ha 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 ha. Did not see that one. Wow, when they mean do not open, they mean do not open. Oh no, I didn't realize she only had one. I would have just healed her. Oh yeah, I'm totally like promising not to make trouble. I've made all the trouble. That's my job, man. Make all the trouble. The suit is in the crisper drawer. See you next week, Steven. Well, there is no food in the crisper drawer. I killed the thing. Looks like it was somebody's, pet. Oh, I don't want the cram. I'll probably destroy it. I'm gonna go 305 and then we'll go 304. Sure, let's jump down. Right, man, please don't hurt me. I'm just a line cook. The cook's eyes darting are wide open, and behind them you see pure animal terror. If you let me go, I won't tell anyone. Why are you locked in the kitchen? Wait, you're not with those guys out there? I just thought, take your time, I'm not gonna hurt you. I thought you were one of them, you know, the gangers that took over and shot up the place. I work, he catches himself. This is to say, worked. I worked for the previous owners. When the shooting started, I shut myself in here. They, whoever they are, haven't figured out how to override my keys yet. It's been a day and a half, and I don't know how much longer I can stay in here. Who's the stiff by the sink? The head chef, Felix. He took a hit to the chest when they raided this room. This floor. I thought I could stop the bleeding, but, the cook lowers his gaze at the floor at his feet. I couldn't. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, thanks. Tell me anything you can about this place. Oh, there's some sort of chop shop room in 401, like low-level stuff, street dock stuff. I had to deliver room service there one day when he was short-staffed. What I saw when they opened the door scared the dreck out of me. People hooked up to tubes and stuff. The door code is 5870. Well, I'll get moving then. Wait, you'll help me out of here, won't you? I mean, you're not gonna leave me here to die, are you? I took care of the guys outside. You should make a run for it. Thank you. I'm good as gone. He's gone. Let's walk in here real quick. No, there's nothing. Cool, we saved the dude, we got a key, and we... Sad to see that Felix is dead. Well, really, we should check quickly. I didn't see if there was anything on Felix. No, there's nothing on Felix. Go back to the 3rd floor. And I don't remember if there's anything else in this room. We're gonna go back. We're gonna go to this room. It was just that, wasn't it? Yeah. Cool. We're gonna save, and then we're gonna go downstairs and return the belongings. And then we'll go back upstairs. I have it, but I think you deserve some, no. Here you go. Really, you actually went up there and got my things? And she stares at the items in her hands incredulously. And you didn't just walk off with them? Wow, thank you. When you said you were going up there, I didn't think. Her lips starts to quiver. Thank you. Oh, got a cred stick, she got everything. She wants crayon. We're gonna not give her crayon. Oh, bathroom code. I missed that. Go back down there to do the bathroom code. $24.78. I picked up jazz. I did all that for drugs. Well, that's ridiculous. Don't know the code to that room. Ooh. I'm gonna swap with the jazz. We're gonna go to the bathroom area first, and then we're gonna come back. If the bathroom has anything. Oh. 401 is 58.70. We'll get her next. Oh, I didn't know someone was right here. I know. I should get magic spells and heal. It's like super important. There we go. I got the chop shop. Okay, schematic. Cool. Well, I don't see anything else. Let's go down here. Those are some servers. Well, there he is, fried. Biofeedback, probably. The scene is eerily familiar. The man is still jacked into his smoldering computer, his face contorted into a mask of pain. Blue smoke spills from his data jack. Yeah, man, I think I picked a pretty good party loadout. Like Monica, there's something else. The man's outline is wrong. It takes a moment to realize to sink in. His back is bent at an impossible angle. Looks like he convulsed hard enough to break his own spine. Even possible? Glory gestures at the twisted form on the carpet. You tell him. You tell me. Eager kneels beside the corpse, bending to peer at his face. Matches the description that Ulta gave us. It's Green Winters. She straightens, glances over at the body before returning attention to you. This is what happened to Monica? I suspect that it would have. We jacked her out in time to prevent it. Still think you could have prevented Monica's death? No, Bad way to go. Yeah, I'm getting that. Eager takes another glance at the broken corpse, and you can see the uncertainty growing in her eyes. I've never seen biofeedback deaths before. Never seen anything like this. Kneeling to inspect the body, you find smears of blood on the carpet under Winter's right arm. Moving the arm aside, you find a number written across the floor. 91612. You use your PDA to take a hollow pick of the number and the body, and then step away. Is that it? No. We're gonna move the painting aside. There's nothing there. Hanging on the wall is a large, gaudily framed painting, an expressionist landscape, inexpertly rendered in swatches of cheap acrylic. The nameplate of the frame reads, Lars Mountains, 2011. Oh gosh. What was the code? He gave me the code. 91612. I've got to write this down. 91612. So, I hate games that make you write stuff down. Because, like, if I know the code, it should just automatically be there for me. Inside the safe, you find a bundle of old, well-worn media discs. The word "Watch Me" has been hastily written on the back of the topmost disc. Inspect the discs. We're gonna take the discs. As soon as you finish the safe, the nearby video phone rings. Let's answer the phone. Hey there, Chief. Don't hang up. I've got a proposition for you. Who are you? And how do you know I was in here? See the cameras in the corner of the room? No, I didn't. Glancing up, you notice a pair of security cameras. They're tiny things. They're cased in color to blend in with the dingy wallpaper. Easy to miss if you don't know to look for them. Wave high on them on the other side of them. You'll probably notice the building is under new management, right? And judging by the phrased corpses I've seen strewn all over the hotel, I'm gonna guess that you don't like the new guys any better than I do. Well, I'd like to make you an offer. You help cover my escape, and I'll get you into a secure vault at the top floor. It belonged to the leader of the gang that used to run this place. Trust me, it's still secure. I set up the security protocols myself. The last decker they brought in to take a crack at it came back out on a stretcher. They haven't found too many volunteers since then. Sure. Gear, money, you know, lots of good stuff. Well, I'm a fan of good stuff. So are we. So are we all. Shall we go grab it? Yeah, where to meet you? Room 505 on the penthouse floor. Come rendezvous with me there, and I'll take you to the vault. Booyah! Yeah, let's go meet the man at the top of the thing. Like, murder-rated a bunch of the gang. And the chop shop. I'm going to save, and I want to open room 501. Oh, I don't want a drone kit. Send this to my stash. This is a mess. Oh, hi. Well, that's great. I think I'd have line of sight blocked. Don't die, Glory. Acid Bolt. I really like Acid Bolt. It's actually kind of cool. I like the way the magic works a little bit better in this one. Oh, I expected Monica to gain her life back. Well, that's not good. I mean, not Monica, Glory. Because Glory needs it. I'm not having our fighter die. Because I made some mistakes. Yeah, I meant Glory, not Monica. We're gonna go back and talk. Blitz. Hey, he was the dude. You'd come. I've always been a good judge of character. Since we're meeting in person, I'll formally introduce myself. He nods his head in salute. Blitz Decker Extraordinaire at your service. Pow. A vault is just around the corner. Once we get there, I can unlock it with a few clicks on the keypad. Blitz offers you something between a smile and a smirk. Built myself a back door when I wrote the security system. Never hurts to be careful. Sounds good. Let's go. Go get him. Alright, here we go. Tap a tap tap. Done. Wait. When did that get installed? Take cover. Oh. Boats could have died. Don't know security. And so what we do is just move them up a little bit. Ow. That's a bit weird. Whew. There's a lucky thing there. Drone appears to be broken. All it can seem to do is hover in place. Let's take the drone. We can fix it later. Dude. That's all they had in there? Drek. What's my goal now? Return to the cruise bar. Sweet. Well, why do I have him in my party still, or am I supposed to take him downstairs? Anyway, he can help me with this. Yeah. What I thought. Send it into my stash because I can give it to what's-her-face. Because she looks like she uses pistols. Sweet. We made it on out. I'm not supposed to talk to anybody else? Or I talk to Frank? Did he have anything else to say to me? No. I guess I leave. I don't want to talk to Kroner. Time to go. Hey, thanks for the assist. Can't tell you how happy I am to leave this place behind. Happy to help. It must have been terrible to be stuck in there. Well, it was no picket. I'll tell you that much. So you wouldn't happen to need a Nova Hot Decker, would you? Because I suddenly find myself unemployed. I do need a Decker. As it happens, we could use a Decker, yes. Excellent, fantastic. I promise you won't regret it. Blitz has joined your team. Sweet! I got a Decker. Now I can use a Decker. Because, like, can I have a party of 5? Because if my party is supposed to be a party of 5, then perfect. If my party is a party of 4, then not perfect. Sorry about that. I looked like my dog was like dying, and he was just like doing a dog thing where they lay half off the whatever they're sleeping on and their tongue sticking out. He was doing his dog thing. Slightly scary for a second. If you lead your team through the shadow, your companions will continue to develop and learn new combat skills. Clicking the icon in the lower right hand corner of the screen will open the crew advancement menu. When this icon is highlighted, one or more of your companions is eligible to learn a new combat skill. As you advance level, at each advancement level, you may choose one of 2 possible combat skills for each of your runners. Choose wisely, not Wiley. Choose wisely, guys. Okay, yes, Friden, we are now ready to open up donations to begin. Thanks to your kind assistance, the shelter is now fully stocked with blankets and space heaters. We have enough rice, salt, and barley to last through the winter. But guaranteeing the physical well-being of the cruise bar needy is only a part of the equation. We must see their mental well-being as well. Our next goal is to fully stock the library. With 315 union, we could make that purchase. Whatever you could spare would be most appreciated. You're gonna get everything. Like, this is one of those things I'm going to spend all my money helping them. Samuel's eyes widen. This is incredibly generous. Thank you, me and Fredden. No deal, Sam. No big deal. Marvelous, truly marvelous. With this contribution, we have reached our second goal. We'll put this money to use stocking the library with a full range of literature, philosophy, poetry, and training manuals. Thank you again for your help, pal. You've made a tremendous difference in this community. Happy to help, Sam. Let's talk about something else. It's time to leave. Go. I want her to have that skill. And that one too, because I like that one. And I want her to... // kick. Why do they still have level thingies? Oh, there's nothing else. Okay. The old troll putters about, his artificial joints complaining loudly, blah blah blah. I understand that you've been put in charge of Monica's outfit. Looks like we're both carrying heavy burdens. Ha, I suppose so. Let's see what gives her first, your will or my plastic knees. How are people handling the loss? I think most are still in shock, but just you wait. That'll pass, and then the panic sets in. You folks of any real discipline around here. Monica kept them calm by keeping them safe. Now that she's gone, they're going to start realizing what a heap of misery this blasted city can be. How are you feeling, dude? Exhausted by the prospect of change. Really doesn't matter that much to me, but to the rest it's going to be a different story. Monica kept this place in one piece. She read the flex like a bird reads the wind or a fish reads the current. Without her, there's no telling what's going to happen. Tell me about you. Sure, tell me. Might as well hear it from me than one of the addle-brained kids running about. I lost my legs during the first year award, if you must know, in a bombing. Nope, don't mean to bother you. I'm gonna hit save real quick. And we're gonna go check on some of these people. I know you. I'm Pao. Pleased to meet you, miss. Kim, which leads to Kimmy, which leads to Simmy. Simmy Kim is what most people call me. They think I don't know why, but I do, Monica explained. So what have you been up to? I wanted to escape with the children and the captain, and we just had to get away from the soldiers out of Austria. It was wrong, all wrong. I was taking them over the mountains, but it was the wrong way. I knew it was. It was taking us straight into Germany, not Switzerland. We should have taken a train, gone to Italy. Then we would have been safe. I don't want it to end badly, so I turned it off. Sax told me something new in it. I feel strong. I have a son, and he's destined to save the world. I have to protect him, because the machines come back to kill him before he can become a man. So it sounds like that was Gone... That was a... Gone with the Wind? I think, and this one is Terminator. I won't let that happen because it's there. I'm strong. But Kim's words are bold. Her trembling voice and body betray in some aching for a fix. Kim hugs her... Yeah, that was Terminator. Kim hugs her arms close to her body. Sad. She never got to have a family. She'll never get to be married. Never be a mother. She was a mother to the whole cruise bar. Bazaar. Cruise bar. I keep thinking it's cruise bar. Kim nods her head almost dumbly, her eyes unfocused on the ground. Monica said mother is always a mother. Always. She hugs herself tighter and stares blankly at the ground. Talk to you later. The phone gonna ring this time? Nope, we got no phone rings. We have a basement I don't want to go into. Yeah, I don't really think there's like actual other people for me to check. Oh, David. I have to go check up on David. Oh, there's Kami. Oh, David's not here now. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, he's just not someone to talk to. She tips an invisible hat. Hey there. Remember me from the cafe? Name's Kami. Are you looking for something? What should I be looking for? She titters. Volunteering information. That's bad for business. Unless Altog wants me to tell you something, but that's rare. I'm just his ears and hands outside the cafe. He's got enough of a voice all by himself. What's the story between you? Oh, surely you've guessed. I guess? She chuffs slyly, you wish. If you're really curious, though, I'll tell you about it sometime. Right now, I have some errands to run. Come over sometime and we can chat over hookah or something, Ja? She lazily tips an invisible hat at you before turning her focus to the comb on her wrist. Go home. Blitz looks at your approach. The table's of items is littered with cigarette butts, and a data jack cable dangles from a portable terminal set by his side. Hey, Chief, you need something? I got some questions for you. He glances wistfully back at the terminal on the table, then turns back with a sigh of resignation. I suppose, but try to keep it short, okay, Chief? I got things to do. How long were you in Dragonkeep? I ended up there after the anarchist revolution of 39. I was just a kid back then, too young to realize how good I was. How much money I could have been made working the shadows. He shakes his head, a wistful expression on his face. And so, being young and dumb, I fell in with the gang crowd, and that was that. Why should I trust you? Why wouldn't you, Chief? I mean, look at me. He does his best to give you a winning smile. I'm a trustworthy guy. Well, I don't know much about that, Chief. I wasn't a member of the gang leadership or anything. I'm not really sure why you care either. I don't. Good call. He turns his back to the terminal. Take care, Chief. Doggy! We got a pet doggy. We're gonna pet the doggy. Pet doggy! Yay. Feel successful. We pet the dog. Zero messages, so we'll walk away. Should really just go do the mission here and then talk to everybody. Amsel's expression is harder than you've seen it before. When he speaks, his voice is grim. Eager told me of Greenwinter's death. He said that he died in the same manner Monica did. Wasn't a pretty sight. Amsel nods creepy. I know that you and Eager have your differences. I will tell you that she was badly shaken up by the sight of Winter's body. She also mentioned that she found something in Winter's safe, a package full of old discs. May I see them? Gingerly, Amsel lifts a disc from the bundle and holds it up to the light. Slowly, he begins to turn his hand, causing rainbow patterns to shimmer across the surface. I haven't seen one of these since I was a boy. This is a DVD-RW, a data storage medium from the mid-2000s. I'm amazed that Winters was able to find a device that could play it. Do you know how to read these things? He puts the DVD in his hands and quickly inspects the other. The first disc I looked at might be readable. The others are damaged, some severely so. I have my doubts. For now, let's concentrate on the undamaged disc. There's a little shop outside the Data Haven. Talk to the proprietor, Malit Ollier. She might be able to help. Tell her to put the cost of the device in my account. I'm on it. How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. So, like, it's really cool to learn about them, but, like, I don't know. I want to play the game, but I also want to get to know my dudes, but I don't want to get to know my dudes if it means, like, spending too much time not, like... Anyways. Wait a second. You can sing? Yeah, I know. I actually know someone who had never seen a cassette before, and she was 18 or 19 at the time. I was the front man for a punk band, boss. F no, I can't sing. He grins, but I wasn't half bad at rallying up the crowd. I doubt it, boss. We never got any airplay. Come on, Dietrich, tell me. Right, boss. The band was called Messerkampf, spelled just like that, like it sounds. It's a big capital letters with an exclamation point. We weren't a big act or anything. We sold a few records here and there, toured around Europe. We did decent following in England. We could hold up in London from 31 through 6, so most of our time slumming around the East End, and picked up enough Cockney to irritate the folks back home. He shakes his head. Truth be told, the whole chapter of my life is a bit of a blur. We didn't do it for the fans or the fame. We sure as didn't care about the money. All that mattered to us was staying young, drunk, and angry. He smiles a moment to examine his gnarled hands, a sad smile on his face. We managed the second too. Where was the time gone? He shakes himself from the reverie, looks back at you. The familiar easy grin returns to his face. Well, anyways, boss, everything ends eventually, and I'm going to wash my hands of all this years ago. So let's change the subject if you don't mind. Any thoughts about the last run? Well, we found winners, that's something, I guess. The whole thing had me feel uneasy, boss, but at least we got the direction. Let's just leave. Look, I owe you an apology. I'm listening. When Monica died, I was pissed. probably doesn't come as a huge surprise, but I took the anger out of you, and I shouldn't have. Seeing Witcher's body like that was enough to convince me. You couldn't have done anything to help Monica, and I couldn't have either. We're dealing with something new. Monica was a good friend of mine. Her death hurt. I got carried away, and I said some things that I shouldn't have. I want to apologize for that. Her body relaxes. She begins to turn away. Anyways, that's all I wanted to say. She stops to turn back to you. You can see wariness behind her eyes. Go ahead. Nothing's stopping you. You're a valued member of this team, Eager. We need you now more than ever, so I'm glad you're on my side. She raises a hand to stop you. The expression on her face has gone from cautious to annoyed. Not the BS, fearless leader. I don't respond well to flattery. I wasn't trying to flatter you, Eager. I was trying to tell you how wonderful and valuable I am. Yeah, I got that part. And now you've given me a pat on the head. I suppose that you expect me to fall in like a good little soldier. You know, there's nothing easier or more hollow than an empty compliment. It's cheap manipulation. I can see right through it. She turns away. You should go. We've got prep work to do for the next run, and we've got more important things to do than watch me pack my gear. See what Glory has to say. I have a question for you, Glory. Of a personal matter. I'm not big on sharing sport. Personal reasons, you understand, I'm sure. Of course we have secrets, but if you ever want to talk. But I still need to talk to you. That's not what I want. Talk about your aura. I knew that this would happen. Look, my aura is my own business, and I'm yours, understand. Agreed, but the thing I saw was tied to your aura is much my business as it is yours. It saw me, Glory. It saw you? That's what you're worried about? A shrill laugh escapes from Glory's lips. You'll be fine. Want to know a secret? It's been watching you for your entire life. You just never knew what it was. That it was watching you until now. Some of us have bigger problems. For some of us, it takes more direct interest. But I fixed that problem years ago. She gestured down to the vintage chrome that riddles her small body. That interest is still there, but it can't do anything about it anymore. Not unless I let it. So drop it, okay? She pauses for a moment, and the hard expression on her face softens. Look, I understand that you're trying to help me, and I appreciate it. I do. But I'm not ready to talk about this yet. Maybe when we know one another a little better, okay? Until then, just give me my space. Okay, I think it's time to skedaddle out. I can pet him. I didn't mean to, like, look on him again. This is definitely, slower paced. Can you get this back up running again? Yeah, probably might take a bit of doing, though. I love working on these old cork drums. Can't make any guarantees, but either way, it's on the house. I'll leave it in your hands. I'll start right away. See you later. Hang on a second. There's something else I want to talk about. I need something to play as a DVD RW. Really? That is old tech. Very old. Just a moment. I will go look. She turns to rummage through a bin of obsolete components at the back of her stall. Yes, here we are. Dwarf rustles a mid-sized flat screen display out of the bin. This display was old enough hookups to connect to a DVD player. RCA. You know, vintage. The player itself, though, this I do not have. You may wish to try your luck down at the junkyard. There's a scavenger there, a primitive man with a crude disposition. If anyone here in the Cruise Bazaar can help you find your DVD player, he can, but he will almost certainly attempt to overcharge you for it. She takes a deep breath and smiles at you. But you're not here to gossip. Shall we conclude our business? I could give you the display for, say, 200 yuan. He says to charge it to his account. Very well, I'll have it packaged up and delivered to her Unzel right away. Best of luck. Find your DVD recorder. I wish you well. Off to the junkyard we go! A stout old man looks up from whatever old tech he's tinkering with to squint at you through thick, old-fashioned glasses. He pushes them up with oil-stained finger as he straightens up to nod at you. He speaks with a gruff but well-meaning tone, heavily accented with German tonality. Guten Tag, what can I do for you? How about the DVD? The little shrew sent you my way, huh? His smile broadens. Will wonders never cease? Well, introductions are in order, I suppose. Shrotty Butchman, at your service. The old man raises his grimy hand in salute. Need something salvaged, some old components, something like that. I'm I'm indeed your man. Wonderful. How about a DVD player? Huh. Well, let's see. I think I've got something that'll work for you. He rummages through the junk heaped up on the table behind him. A few seconds later, he snatches up a battered plastic lozenge shape from the pile. There you go. An old Korean player that I dug up last week. 2010 model, a real beauty. His smile broadens, and he gives you a conspiratorial wink. I fixed her up and got her running, but without any discs to read. I've mostly been using her as a paperweight. Sounds like what I'm looking for. How much? Shrotty glances at his DVD player, a rueful expression on his face. Well, I'll admit, I'm a little loath to part with her. There's plenty of folks out here who'd really appreciate an older player such as this, and I don't know what your intentions are for. I suppose given the time and trouble I took putting her back together, that'd be willing to part with for, oh, say, 500 yen? Sure, whatever. He blinks a bit with surprise, but his beard betrays no movement to his face. You just... all right there, friend. He picks up the ancient device from the table gingerly and presses it into your hands. The plastic is scuffed and worn, and it rattles a bit when you move it. A hell of a deal. Anyway, I'm happy to know she's gonna see some use again. Give her some good use, okay? I just should check how much money I've left now. Not that bad. Let's spend my karma. That's the wrong way. Pause over here. Seems that Amsel has assembled your team in absence. They stand in a group around the old display that you had Mallet deliver. On their faces you can see excitement and admiration, curiosity, and dread. I have the DVD player right here. Good, this should only take a moment. He disappears behind the ancient display. After a few minutes of fiddling with its battered inputs, he reappears, a satisfied look on his face. Everything appears to be functional. The disc should be ready to play. Well, don't keep us in suspense. Start the thing already. Pal went through the troubles of fetching everything. Let her do the honors. Emsel steps back, clearing the path for you to access the antique machine. Soft whirring fills the air of the ancient DVD, spins the disc up to speed. The scratched LCD display comes to life, and a menu fills the screen. Sorry. The screen goes black, and a cheerful digital chiming sound spills out the display speakers. A crackle of static fills the air, coupled with a shrill electronic whine. After a few moments, the display goes live, and a disheveled-looking man appears on the screen. His eyes glitter with excitement. The timestamp is 9/15/2034. Adian Vauclair. Hermie, I think we found her. After all this time, Firewing, I knew she wasn't dead. His speech is jittery. You can hear the urgency in his voice. She survived the Dragonfall, just as I've always said. I knew it. I knew I was right. The screen explodes into static, and an electronic whine in the background sharpens to a needle-like pulse of a high-pitched sound. Somewhere in the background, Dante lets out a low whimper. The screen clears, and the excited face is closer to the screen than it was before. The words spill out of him in a breathless tide. Taking a team into the SOX to retrieve her, the radiation be darned. We'll make the appropriate precautions, of course, but we must go. Hermie, I think the body may be nearby as well. Somehow she has survived for all this time. The screen explodes into static, then clears. The figure across the screen may not be back for some time. Look after Mom, okay? I worry about her. And Hermie, stay safe out there. I know that things are heating up in Berlin. I know you. Student protests, civil uprising. You're in the middle of it, I'm sure. Just stay safe, alright? I'll do my best to do the same. I know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX. I don't know what's going to happen when I step into the SOX, but I do know one thing. If the Fire Wing is still a danger, I will put an end to her once and for all. Wow. This one is Green Winters. He has elbows planted on the table that he's seated at, and his chin rests on his palm. Your hand is wrapped around a bottle of cheap whiskey. Timestamp is 12/25/2053. Found the message Adrian left me all those years ago. Got it cleaned up the best I could. Strange hearing his voice again. He pauses to take a long pull in the bottle. It's good to hear him, even if he insists on calling me Hermie. Dr. Adrian Valclar, the hero of the people, the Dragon Slayer, my brother. He grimaces and rubs his eyes. Hard to believe it's almost been 20 years. Alright, so I'm going to start recording these DVDs again for me, for Adrian, for whoever wind up watching them. Every time I do this, it winds up feeling like a waste of time, but I keep doing it anyway. On the off chance that I'll find something important, if I stumble into the clue that leads me to my brother, I know that I'm going to want to film it. I'm going to want it on film. I've been doing this for almost 20 years now, after all. No sense quitting now. 20 years. All this time and still no leads. Even with all my contacts and my resources. He takes another long swallow of cheap liquor. Even with my legendary bullheadedness, I've made no progress at all. I haven't turned up a single thing. Want to hear something funny? Closest I got into clue was a rumor. Apparently a team emerged from the SOX a while back. Nobody's clear on the date, but, and get this. He leans into the camera and gives a conspiratorial link. Supposedly, they vanished without a trace. He upends the bottle, drains it, slams it back down on the table, his eyes rimmed with red. Not much of a rumor considering I already know that they're gone, big brother. I live with that every day. Go to track 3. Timestamp is 10/12/2015. Stumbled upon the archival footage of Firewing's original attack. Months before the Dragonfall, easy to forget how devastating it was. Adrian saved a lot of people by bringing her down. I've got all the footage all queued up to play, starting now. Additional comments below. Slow whir of the DVD shifts to a high-pitched whine. A distorted, wavering image blooms into being on the screen. A timestamp is July 6, 2012. It's difficult to make out what you're seeing at first. The scene is dark and smoky. The telltale flashes of emergency vehicle lights flicker on the periphery of the screen. The camera pushes in, and you can make out 2 figures standing in a room landscape. All at once, the sound cuts in. Again, for those just joining us, we're coming to you live from Stolberg. A few hours ago, the Dragon Fire Wing launched an unprovoked attack on this sleepy Harz mountain town, and you can see the results behind me. Fire, ashes, and blood. We're joined tonight by a survivor of the latest and most horrifying attack. The reporter turns to face a man, pale, standing behind him. Sir, I understand that you've been through a terrible ordeal. Thanks for taking time to speak with us tonight. The camera switches focus to a middle-aged man with a haunted look in his eyes. He stammers out a reply. Yes, of course. If you could, sir, could you please tell the people at home about your experience of the attack? It was horrible, just pure chaos. So many people dead, people I knew, roasted alive, or trampled to death trying to escape. My own home was burned to the ground during the attack. My family. We have nothing now. You all made it through the attack, though. Your wife? Your kids? Yeah, we all made it. We rode out the attack in a small shelter, me, my wife, and our 2 daughters. The shelter, it protected us, but the heat was just unbearable. We couldn't have stayed in there much longer than we did. How long were you holed up in there? 3, maybe 4 hours? I don't know. We just stayed inside until the heat died down and the screaming stopped. And what happened after that? When it was over, you know, when the air cooled down. The reporter nods, and the man continues. We stepped outside. There was nothing left, just smoldering wreckage and a dense cloud of black, oily smoke, and the stench in the air. It smelled like roasted meat. There's a long pause from the tortured look on the face. You can tell that the man is struggling to decide whether or not to continue speaking. Eventually, he does. My girls, they found what was left of their nanny outside. Her body, what was left of it, was stumped against the shelter door. I keep telling myself that I couldn't hear her pounding to get in, but that isn't true. I could. I just couldn't bring myself to open that door. I couldn't risk my family like that. Not for her, not for anyone. Thank you, sir, for taking time to speak with us. Yeah. You heard it here, an absolutely chilling account on tonight's attack. Again, the town of Stolberg has been reduced to ash, another victim of the Fire Wing. Stay with us for a more up-to-minute report on the Fire Wing's reign of terror. Green Winter's face appears on the screen. Okay, it's time for a new approach. Adrian's a complete dead end, and that much is pretty clear by now. So I'm going to do some digging on Firewing instead. Let's see what this goes, where this goes. Track 4. It's Winter's face, and it's 10/31/2054. Well, that was a bust. Little progress on Firewing either. He shakes his head. I don't know, it's weird. The information is there. It's just wrong somehow. It's too well laid out, too simple. Real life is messy. Things feel just a little too neat. There's not the only thing that's nagging at me. I'm getting the tingling feeling all up and down the back of my neck again. It feels like I'm being tracked. I'm no matrix hot shot like Clockwork or Schaefer, but I'm good enough to know when someone's on my scent. Gotta install some new security measures. Can't be too careful. Winter's image disappears. Track 5. He is seated at a computer. Onto his left, an enormous monitor fills the screen. His voice carries an edge of panic. It is timestamped 11/09/2054. I'm getting close to something. There's a trail of bodies that there have been disappearances. Gearbox, Machirian, Peregrine, they've all just disappeared within the past few years. Gearbox just went AWOL yesterday, and they're all making the same sort of inquiries about Firewing that I have been. There are ghost stories spreading around the Decker community, stories about Deckers disappearing and then showing up again later, but wrong somehow. Scary stuff, and I'm starting to think it's true. Blitz leans in to whisper you. I know the stories he's talking about, Chief. Never really put much stock into him until now. Could these rumors be related to what's happening here? Am I being paranoid? He pauses for a moment, and if seriously considering the question, he then shakes his head and slams his fist on the table. No, I don't think so. Something big is happening here, and I'm right in the middle of it. Here cuts in. That's a bit of a leap. One other thing. Tolstoy told me a story about the kill team that might be related to all of this. Apparently a Decker named Hellbore posted a theory about Firewing to the Shadowrun BBS about 5 years ago. About an hour later, a mil-spec team showed up in Meat Space and cooked her entire apartment with her in it. If what Tolstoy told me was true, Hellbore live posted the event. She described her killer, this great big orc with skin grafts. Then the whole thread disappeared, gone without a trace. Leap? Eager love. Sounds like he's right on track to me. Eager holds her science, but concedes the point with a small nod. On the screen, Winter pauses. He looks like he's working up something. Finally speaks. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. This gotta be Firewing, all of it. Adrian was right about her. She's still alive. She's outside of the SOX. She's covering her tracks, working the shadows, preparing to rise again. And that means I have to find you, Adrian, for everyone's sake. Thankfully, I've got a lead. For the first time in 2 decades, I've got a lead. Backtracked all the Matrix nodes that Hellbore was looking into back before she got cooked. Whoever's been purging the Matrix didn't think about that, and I found what she's turned up. Winter stabs a few keys on his keyboard, and an image expands to fill the screen of the monitor. A satellite photo of a rural landscape, annotated with a GPS data. A set of map coordinates. So now I've got a target, a place to start digging. The Harfield Manor, immediately located on an isolated stretch of countryside, miles from prying eyes. Matrix records indicate that some sort of data vault exists beneath the estate, so that's what I need to get into. And that's where we came in. As if on cue, a familiar image winks on the monitor to Winter's left. Monica. I think I'm going to tap Schaefer for this job. She's got the skills to bypass whatever security they're running out there, and she's gullible enough to take on the job in the first place. I'll feed her some some line about the Flux State security, and she'll eat it up with a spoon. I warned her. His voice croaked with rage. I warned her. On the display, Winter's mouth parts into a broad grin. Time to put the plan into motion. By this time tomorrow night, I should have the information I need, and on the off chance that Schaefer gets taken out, well, that'll tell me something too. Can't make an omelet and all that until then. And here we go. You're looking at a tired drapes and nicotine stained wallpaper of Winter's hotel room at Das Casa House. There is a blur of motion, and the haggard form of Green Winter slumps into frame. Suspicions confirmed. Schaefer's dead. Winter reaches a shaking hand off camera. A moment later, it returns clutching a cheap plastic drinking glass. He gulps something down, wipes his mouth and the back of the hand, and takes a deep breath. Okay. Back up, slow down, start from the beginning. Winter closes his eyes and makes a visible effort to calm himself. When he speaks again, his voice is steady. About to call from my contact in Cruz Bazaar. Schaefer killed on the estate run. Matrix security at the estate cooked her brain. Considering Schaefer's skills and experience on eyesight, IC must have been extreme, even by Berlin standards. Security of that kind costs money, real money. Given the evidence uncovered so far, corporate involvement unlikely. The connection to Firewing is too strong. So let's come right out and say it. The dragon is what we're dealing with here, and the smart money says that she's coming for me next. Well, I won't go down without a fight. I've still got my contacts, still got my connections, and the Flux State can be hell of a weapon for a man who knows how to manipulate it. Winter takes another long pull from his glass, grimaces, and swallows. Time for me to make my play. Ghost stories or no, missing Deckards or no, I've got to jack into the Matrix and start pulling strings. The countermeasures that I installed earlier should be more than enough to keep me safe for the 20 minutes I'll be in there. Winter drains the rest of his glass, tosses it back over his shoulder. A moment later, you hear the dull, clattering sound of plastic on linoleum. Schaefer's death was tragic. She was a staunch supporter of the F-state, but still, all things considered. Winter fishes something off screen. A moment later, his hand appears clutching a data jack cable. Better her than me. He plugs the cable into his head, and the screen cuts to static. Well, there we go. As your finger nears the eject button, a black screen cuts over the static. A moment later, Green Winter's haggard face appears. If you're watching this, then I guess they caught up to me. They will be after you too now. Blitz whispers into your ear again, more harshly this time. What is this? Why didn't you warn me about this before I came here? We don't know. Not exactly. Not exactly? I don't come here to get hunted by a dragon. I'm not even a part of this. You are now, whether you like it or not, so quiet down and stop bothering her. Whoever you are, whatever you think you're after, you need to find Dr. Adrian Valclair. Not because he's my brother, because if Firewing is rising again, he's the only one who can stop her. You've seen what happens to people who get too close to this. I'm dead, and dozens of others have died. You'll be next, unless you find Adrian. Screen cuts back to static. The message is over. The DVD tray slides out of the reader. So we had a crazy development there. Hedrick breaks the silence. A dragon. Green Winter sent us up against a dragon. The Firewing. Emzo's voice is thick with dread. She lives. A bit melodramatic. I'm really starting to regret the fact that I didn't just stay at the hotel. Igor ignores him. Wait a second. We don't know for certain. Hedrick lays a hand on Igor's shoulder. The evidence seemed pretty convincing to me, love. I even take it a step further. I think the secret facility that we stumbled into was her lair. The room falls silence. See, that's totally what I thought. That it was her lair. Dietrich continues. Just think about it. The Deckard that Winter got those coordinates from was posting about Firewing. Then she was killed by the same orcish guy that attacked us after Monica died. The direct link between the dragon, the scarred orc, and the Harfield Manor. And then Winters was killed by the same thing that killed Monica. Exactly. My gut tells me the dragon is down there, pal. Someplace far beneath the surface. I think we knocked on the door of her lair without even knowing it. And I think that, given what we've seen, the dragon will do whatever it takes to keep us quiet about it. Okay, going on the assumption that there is a dragon, and that she will come after us, what do you propose we do about this? Suggestions? We need his information. I think we should pick up where Winter left off. We need to find Valclair. And how are you planning to do that? Winter spent 20 years searching for him, and it got him nowhere. With the help of an information broker, I'll talk to him then. For this, no. While her Burkagazi is capable, the task of this magnitude is beyond him. We need to make contact with the premier broker in Berlin. We need to talk to Alice. Blitz scoffs at Amsel. Alice? Best of luck. I hope you're rich. Amsel raises an eyebrow. For this, rich enough, even if only just. Who is Alice? A prominent figure in Berlin's shower community, an ex-Schockwellenreiter. She provides information retrieval services for the F-state. Amsel turns the computer console behind him and runs his fingers over the virtual keyboard. The machine begins to hum. If Winters was right, if Valclair is still alive, she can help us find him. The console spits out a stick of black plastic. Amsel plucks it from the computer and hands it to you. Here, your key to speak with Alex. Cred stick? Amsel nods. An encoded cred stick. Yes, 10,000 Union. Alice will not show her face for less. This represents the last of my personal savings, pal. Make this meeting count. I'll take care of it. Good woman. Take the U-band to Altstadt Spandau. Yeah, you can find a connecting tube that the locals refer to as the rabbit hole. You'll find a method of contacting Alice there. Don't call it that in front of her, though. Word on the street is she hates it. Please hurry. While you're out, Will work on acquiring new contacts for the team. Alice is the best there is at what she does, and her services can carry a price tag to match. Okay. We should check this again. Zero messages. I find it funny that I have the doggy with me still. The only active console in this derelict span of the U-band platform is an old arcade machine. The CTR monitor set into the machine's cabinet glows invitingly. Cheerful, pixelated graphics swirl and dance on the screen. We'll inspect it. At the base of the control panel, you find a cleverly hidden input port. The port is shrouded in black plastic, and it appears to be the approximate shape of a typical credit stick. Insert it. The internal monitor grips the internal motors grip the credit stick and pull it into the machine. It will disappear into the port, and the screen goes black. Moments later, a video image fills the screen. The picture is dark and grainy, a far cry from bright, colorful sprites that previously inhabited the screen. On the screen is a dimly lit office. The place looks like it was pulled straight from an old detective movie, from the Venetian blinds on the windows to the great swaths of the shadow paint the black walls. Center stage, sitting behind a large mahogany desk, is a silhouette of an impressive-looking woman in a charcoal gray suit. The tip of a cigarette glows cherry red in the shadows. She leans forward into the light, and you catch the first glimpse of Alice. Her face is all hard planes and sculpted angles with high cheekbones and almond eyes. Her lips are painted a frigid blue, but the look in her eyes is even colder. Ahead of the lustrous black hair is interspersed with flowing streams of cyan light. Alice exhales a plume of smoke, then tips her cigarette into a nearby ashtray. She fixes her eyes on you. Her lips curl into a humorless smile. We're on your dime, friend. Tell me what you're looking for. I need Adrian. She raises an eyebrow. The Dragon Slayer? Interesting. He's been missing for a long time. Question is, can you find him? I wish I had Decky. She looks you in the eye and the smile disappears. Her voice is all business. If he's out there somewhere, I'll find him for you. He could be living under an assumed name in California, Free State, and I'll track him down. If he's not alive, I'll tell you where you can find his corpse. All right. Alice steeples her fingers. All right, here's how it's going to work. When you give me the go-ahead, I'm going to start gathering information for you. Once I've finished, you're going to bring me a cred stick encoded with the encryption key that I provide you. The cred stick will have a 50,000 nuyen on it. When I give me a cred stick, you get your information. Take this deal. Take it or leave it. Yeah. Price gouging? She smiles at you sweetly. I wasn't aware there's a difference between the two. In all seriousness, I'm charging you for what the job is worth. Don't you know how much work it takes to find a digital ghost? There's going to be network, breaking into government archives. I might even have to commission an expedition into the SOX. This is a serious undertaking. And do we have a deal? Let's do. Okay, remember, you say go and I go. From that point on, you're on the hook to pay me my fee. No turning back, no refunds. Are we square? Yep. Good. I'll be in touch. Alice is gone now. Okay, no donations right now. I made contact with Alice, she accepted your payment, and I ordered the search for the information we need. Very good, I can't imagine that this will be cheap. What was her price? 50,000 nuyen. He shrugs. It's about as I had expected. Thankfully, we are prepared for this. I established contacts with a number of new clients. You can find information on jobs logged in your mission computer. One job file is already ready. While you're working to earn Alice's fee, I'll continue to dig for clues about Firewing. If she is in fact roosting under the Harfield Manor, there must be some evidence to support that fact. A dragon is a large thing to hide, after all. Just be careful. I will never forget. Don't worry, pal. I'm going to conduct my investigation the old-fashioned way, through contacts and deduction and careful observation. I will not jack into the Matrix until this entire episode is finished. It's probably wise. Speaking of doing things old-fashioned, Mallet is working to recover information off those other DVDs. It's a painstaking process and will not be quick, but she is optimistic that she'll be successful in time. Finally, I've been checking up on your friends, the orc with the skin grass. I haven't heard anything back yet, but I'll keep you apprised if the situation develops. Sweet, I'll go check the job. One last thing before you go. Samuel Beckenbauer wanted me to pass this message to you. Do you know him? The orc who runs the shelter across the way? Yeah, we've met. Oh, well, he has a job for you. He wouldn't discuss it with me, but he promised that he would prove worth your time. Cool. So, my voice is getting a little haggard. I'm a little bit tired. I did promise to stream a little bit more today, but everything is like, it's just, there's a lot more reading with this one than the last one. I want to keep and make sure that like I don't overwork my voice. Thank you so much for joining me. Tomorrow we're going to stream some more. Tomorrow's Friday. Stream some more of this on Friday, and then I will see you guys on Tuesday, because on Saturday I'm going to a friend's graduation. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow for the rest of the stream.